Today, I'm going to be interviewing one of our one-star directors, Miss Emerald Smith. Emerald, I am so happy to have you here with me today. This, like I mentioned earlier, this is all new, so I really appreciate you taking time out and taking a chance on me. So welcome, 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 welcome. How are you doing today?
I'm feeling amazing. Like it's people normally be like Monday, but I'd be like Monday, let's go. Like I be feeling good and motivated and ready to, make a difference. So I'm feeling good today. It is a great day to be above ground.
Awesome, awesome. So Emerald, leading into that, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Absolutely. And again, I thank you, Miss Renee, for putting this together. But one of the things that makes me feel great, so to say, is the fact of I can share and let people know about opportunities that they may not necessarily see on a regular basis or hear about on a regular basis.
Hmm.
And in case in point with this business is there's a lot of people out there that have no idea that we can truly travel the world and get wealthy. But I'm positioned in my position to be able to change that for people. And that gives me some of the utmost joy to be able to just remove those barriers and say, hey, this is something that not only I can do, but we can do it together.
Awesome, awesome. So where are you from? Where do you live? Tell me a bit. I mean, are you married? You single? You have kids? Just tell us.
Gotcha.
Let's get to
Right.
know Emerald first.
Right. Get to know me a little bit, huh? Okay.
Yeah,
So I'm in Iowa. Some of y'all might be like, okay.
Iowa.
Just like that response. I'm like, I'm in Iowa, and it is in the Midwest. So we true Midwest, like Illinois, then there's Iowa right next door. And so I live in a city, that Cedar Rapids, Iowa is the name of it. And
Okay.
I have one daughter, she's 13. She is full athlete. So you name the sport, she will try it at least once, if not three times. So we are definitely busy, not married, but Lord, married to the world of travel is one thing I can say I'm definitely married to until that ring comes on this finger. And so, aside of that, siblings, I have all sisters, no brothers. Even when my dad remarried, when he remarried, he married a lady with all girls too. So I said, what? I guess I'm not meant to have a brother, but it's one to where we all are here for each other, and we do what we can while we're here in the state of Iowa.
Okay. So the travel industry.
Yes.
What inspired you about the travel industry, and what inspired you to get started owning your own travel business?
Yes. And so before I even knew about the business, if there's a plane that's flying, I'm typically in it.
So
If
you're a
there's a
traveler.
car, yes. If there's a car that's filled up with gas, I have my bag, I'm ready. So it was one of those to where every chance, and still to this day, every chance I get to go somewhere, I'm going. Even if it's 24 hours, I will still be like, we can make it. Let's come back. Let's go enjoy and see what life has to offer. So that was something I already had that passion to go see things and learn things. So
Mhm.
when I heard about this opportunity, I was like, oh, say no more. Like this, why not would I go ahead and do what I'm already loving and I already have a passion for, but now earning that extra additional income and supplementing my income on top of telling people about the same thing so they can also have that same winning mindset. So it was like a no-brainer to me, to where it was like I can see the world, I can book it myself as I always was doing, and I can earn money because of that now. That's too many positives. That's the math was math, so let's go is what I said. It all makes sense. And so that's what had me turn into it to be like, okay, this is what I see what's happening, I see what's offered. It's nothing different I was doing, except now I'm actually on the receiving end of it, which is amazing.
Okay, all right. So did someone approach you? Did you see this online? How did you find out about this opportunity?
So funny story is, so my leader, who was actually in the business probably 2 to 3 weeks prior to me joining her, we went to college together. So
Okay.
I'm already on her Facebook and she's already posting things, Director Kenitra Larkins, to where I was like, what is this that you're talking about that you are now, you travel, but you own your own home-based business. So she was like, oh my goodness, you would be amazing at this. And I'm like, well,
You
okay, well,
all.
let me see it. And so I watched it. I didn't even I didn't need no questions answered. I said, where do I go? How do I get started? And ever since then, like we've been locked at the arms and just taking it away and trying to take over and do what we can with sharing the good news. But it was one where she didn't even approach me; I approached her. And so people have on their social medias something you can pique an interest. And I'm like, what is this that she's doing? I took that chance and reached out to her to find out it was something of I didn't know at the time, but it was a life-changing opportunity for me. Where I'm glad I reached out to ask her about what this was.
So I can see you're very passionate about travel and you were already doing it. So have you found any challenges since you started your own travel business?
Yes. I would say this, I don't know if it's a good challenge, but it's a bad challenge at the same time. I want to learn everything. it's, it's one of those to where you got to brace yourself. And I'd be so overly excited to be like, oh my goodness, I can go to Australia if I wanted to, or I can go to these places I've never thought of before, to where I'm like, I now have the opportunity to become not only like a specialist, but to be able to dig down deep to figure out really how that country or that state looks and just learn the history from it. So it's one of those that I had to really slow myself down because we have the platforms to learn everything. It's really what we want to learn. I wanted it all. And I was like, okay, there's no way possible I can learn to be a specialist for 3, 4, 5 different things at the same time. And so me slowing myself down and be like, okay, let me learn about cruising. Let me learn about different cruise ships first. Let me learn about different hotels and resorts. And then, learn things that way. Because if you have too much stuff on your plate at one time, you're not gonna know what to eat first. And that was my problem. So I had to start separating, like, okay, let me fine tune this and then do the next thing. So it was one of those, it's a great struggle, but at the same time, it slowed me down. But now I'm on the right track. I'm able to focus and do it one at a time.
So you have also built a team since you've
Yes,
been in
ma'am.
business. And let's see here. You have ranked up in the business. You are a one-star director, which means you have shared this business with so many people that you have over 100 people on your team already.
Yes. Who would have thought? Who
And
would have thought?
personally invited 40 people. Is that
Yes,
correct?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I believe the current number today, I think it's 45, 46, who I've personally told about the business and where
Oh,
they
wow.
said, you know what, I want some too. I want to get in on this. But that was who I never would have thought, where I would have had one, you know. But I guess, like you said, that radiation where they're like, I want some of what you want, at the
Right.
same time.
Yeah, it's a very exciting business and opportunity. So when you share it, it does just make sense, especially if you're already traveling. So how can you share some of your strategies of building your clientele or even your team, your business?
Yes, absolutely. So when it comes to like booking, because I do both businesses still, I still book individuals, I still book trips as well as I tell individuals about the business and how they can also take advantage of what I have access to. And
Okay.
so sometimes when it comes to the booking, I utilize my social media, and from coming from somebody who didn't use their social media, it took some work and it's still a work in progress, but I will do like I'll put up a couple different options of the location. I'll say Maldives or Turks and Caicos. And then I'll kind of get that interaction from those who follow me to say, oh, okay, so the most want to go to the Maldives. So then that's going to give me an aha and a clue to be like, let me go ahead and just put up a trip quote of, for 2 people going to the Maldives, this is how much it costs. So therefore just to pique that interest of individuals to where they say, you know what, I was thinking about it, but now that you show me the numbers, I want to go. So that's how I kind of help to show the individuals like there's places. This is the down payment price, or this is how much it is per person. This is the sale we have going on. So I'm able to show what we have on a daily basis. When it comes to building the team or letting other individuals know about it, one of the things that I tell my team as well is to always stay authentic. It's the worst thing in the world if I come to you, Renee, and sound like a robot and say, I want to, and I'm reading the script or some sort to let you know about something that I genuinely care about.
Uh-huh.
So being real at all times when we approach people with that excitement. If I come to you and say, Renee, I want to tell you about this, this thing I'm doing, you're not gonna really be like, I'm not in tune, But if I'm coming and I'm with excitement, Renee, I gotta tell you about something, you know, this amazing thing that I gotta just let you in on it's the people, it's going to perk up their ears, so
You got
whenever I
me
do talk to
excited just
those,
listening to
see,
you. I'm like, wow, your passion comes through.
yes,
Everything that you're
yes.
saying, it's making
And that's,
me excited to even hear you talk.
see, and that's that case in point. Like, so how we approach individuals, and if you're, I want to be, if I'm in something, I'm going to be a firm believer. I'm going to be someone to where I'm going to vouch for it. If we want to put ourselves in a business or a different opportunity, and if I'm not fully in it, how am I going to convince or tell somebody else that they should check into it? If
Right,
it's something that I believe in, and I believe in checking in online 24 hours prior to my flight, I'm going to let the people know, hey, you all can do this too, as well as we can win 3 times, double time, doing what we already do. So I really do. I come with passion, but also being me, to say, like, I just don't want you to miss it. I want you to be a part of something that it's just getting started. I want you to be in the room as Apple was, or iPhones. I want you to be in the early beginning. So therefore you can say, I caught it. So that's what my goal is, to be like, let me help everybody I can so they can say, I caught it.
right. So what about like not everybody is that outgoing as you are,
Yes.
outspoken and excited and show their
Right.
passion. So if someone is interested in the business and they may be an introvert, what kind of advice would you give them to help them, get started or to even share on social media? Because, they're introverts, so they're not really
Yes.
comfortable with something like that.
And that's a real thing. And you want to know, quiet as it's kept, I think I'm a semi introvert, you know,
I don't
but
know about that.
but you know what? But when it comes to me sharing this opportunity, that's when that goes away, because
Okay,
I know I want to let somebody else know what they could have. But after we're said and done, I'm going to have my feet up on the couch. Like, I'm going to just enjoy my peace and quiet. And I'm probably not going to go anywhere for the rest of the night. But it's one of those, and I'm still working a work in progress for myself, because I don't necessarily post all the time on my social media. So I'm getting used to getting in the habit and staying in the habit. But before this business, I could post something in January and it wouldn't be until March, let alone the summer, before I post something else. So that's how disconnected I was. But I'm like, you know what? People aren't going to always see and see me go home or whatever the case. So I got to let them know and see what I'm doing in order to pique that interest. And so one of the things I would say is, sometimes, so you don't have to always post yourself. You could just post a train ride you're about to do, or a plane you're about to do, or whatever the case is. You don't have to be the focal point of that picture or that video that you're doing on social media, and you can still draw people's attention. I tell people all the time, I'm not the focal of every posting I do. I am the one behind the camera doing a little bit of talking, or showing a couple of blurbs to kind of just still keep the people like, okay, this is what she's doing. So that's one of those. And then also leveraging. I would say leverage. If you know people that are the outspoken ones, and that they are the ones who be like, oh, they have no problem talking in the crowd. They always say you want to find people who do not have the exact identical skill or characteristics as you. So if I'm the more quiet one, I'm going to have somebody on my team that is very outspoken, to where I know they're going to go get it. I might have the second thought. They already did it. So being able to surround myself, and then that's how you're going to pretty much iron sharpens iron, and put yourself around individuals to where, okay, this is my strength, this is your strength. And where you may be strong, I might be weak, and vice versa, to where we're going to help carry each other. So it's a work in progress, but it definitely can be done, because there are a lot of individuals in this business, honestly, who are introverts. But it's the fact of, they know money, money has no name on it. And you can be an introvert, extrovert. They said, look, I want to earn some money and get paid. They gonna know what time it is to do what they got to do to be able to get those dollars, or to enjoy that trip, at the rate that we can get it for. So but stick around with your right people, you can get it.
So I know for myself as a travel
Mm-hmm.
agent, I started my business. I learned about a lot of agent secrets, a lot of professional travel professional secrets, and a lot of benefits. So how has the business, your travel business, how have you benefited, I should say, from your travel business?
Goodness. Oh my. So I'm not a tax expert. At a disclaimer, go to your tax professionals. But I had no idea of how many write-offs. I believe it's 100+ write-offs that we have of having a home-based business. And I had no idea prior to coming in the business. So somebody who's already excited because I can travel, make money, get wealthy at the same time. Now you told me that I have tax write-offs. I can't stay home. Like it's game over. Close the books, turn the lights out. Let's go right now. Is how I felt. Because it's one of those of we work hard. We work hard in this world, and I work in corporate. So 9 to 5, I'm working. I'm working in the aerospace industry, trying to make sure everything is flowing right while they're in the skies. But afterwards, when it's time to enjoy ourselves and to do something we deserve to do, and it's in the business of this, it's a game changer to where you don't have to necessarily worry about Uncle Sam so much, or and do it in a way to where we can do it legally, not illegally, but we can
Right.
still do things according with integrity. I'm all about my integrity and making sure transparent is the real thing. So having that ability, that was a huge game changer for me because it's like, man, I'm working hard. They're taking all these taxes and they say I gotta pay this and that and 401k and everything else. Where can I get that extra couple of dollars at during the month? Book myself something, book for somebody else, tell somebody about the business to where now that real supplemental is coming in to where that benefit of now I'm paying with what I'm receiving with this business, I'm able to pay a bill and not have to necessarily pay it with my 9 to 5 money, but with my own home based business money. So that was a couple of the perks and benefits that I love on top of some of the agent rates, when it comes to travel. But that's just one of those of when you come in, the doors is open, floodgates come pouring in of the access that we have. And those are things that it's just right up my alley. If you love to travel, you say, oh, I get it, let's go. Like I want all of that.
I do too. Well, I owned a business before this, so I was aware of the, that you can use some tax write-offs with your business. But it's, a lot of people don't know that. And it is
No,
very, very beneficial, especially if it's just, you don't have those dependents and it's just you, yourself, or you and your spouse. So it has become very helpful for me also to continue to have that right off in my accountant. She takes care of all of that. I don't have to worry about it.
see, and that makes it even more easier, don't it?
Yes, she tells, she asks me questions, she gives me a checklist. Renee, do you have this? Do you have that? So yeah, that is one of the additional benefits. So I'm not going to hold you long. I'm going to wrap things up here. But if someone is interested in coming into the business, I mean,
Mhm.
you've given us a lot to think about. So what advice would you give them?
The advice I would give them is stay plugged in. Like that's something the more when you come into the business, you're gonna hear that a lot. And it's not because they're saying it just to be like we plugged in, plugged in. No, it is for a reason.
And
For
what does that mean?
yes, so plugging in basically means because we have Zoom opportunities throughout the week, so to say, Monday through Saturday, I believe we have to where you can log in and you can go to a Zoom and you can either invite someone and then let them listen to the business, or you can come in and learn. Every time I come in and come in on the Zoom, I'm constantly learning more things about what the business is and how things really truly look and how we can make up to 8 checks in a month.
Mhm.
When I first started, I didn't know that we could make up to
No,
eight.
I didn't either. I had
See?
no idea. I didn't
So
understand.
I was
I,
leaving all type of money on the table.
I didn't understand the magnitude of what I had did. I just wanted to travel.
Yes,
It took a
yes,
little while for me to understand just what I had my hands on, like things that I had
yes.
prayed about. God had given me a resource and provided a provision for me, but I didn't know. I
We
was
were in the
not
same
plugged in
boat.
enough to understand, but I am now.
And you and me both, and so one of those that plugging in is, some we'll have team meetings. We have team meetings as well as we'll have team trainings. We'll have travel trainings, so if you want to become a specialist with Royal or Virgin Voyages or Carnival, we have those to where you can log into the webinar. You can sign up for the webinar and you plug it in. That's what the basically making sure that you're aware of what's going on because of the fact of that's where you're going to learn those nuggets. That's where you're going to learn the things where you're going to be like, oh, I'm learning all this and I'm looking and I'm going through the computer on my own. I can figure it out. That might be true, but you're not going to figure out everything, to where your ear might catch something, to where you're going to be like, oh, I, you mean to tell me, and I'm going to go back to it, because that's how real it was for me. You mean to tell me 8 checks a month? Like it's just two in just commission and the other ones are, so they don't tell me more, so it really is this is it's one of those to where you come into it. There's so many different ways that you can learn and leverage and be able to not only network, but personal development is a real one. I used to not pick up books. I used to read like, stories, nonfiction, little Timmy, running the street, mama yell. No, now I'm reading personal development to where this posture I have wasn't always a thing. But now when I'm able to listen to the leaders pour into us and talk about how we walk into a room as if God sent us there,
Mhm.
your posture's gonna change a little bit versus you having your head down, it's gonna be up. They're gonna be like, who is that?
Yeah, I've
So
noticed
things like that.
changing myself also with the personal development.
Yes.
Because reading a book, oh my gosh, I'm be honest with you, it has been a while. I'm more
Right.
visual. I'm a lot
Yes.
more visual. And
Yes.
when I started buying books and reading them, it was challenging to even get through the chapters. I was like, oh Lord,
Right.
help me. But I tell you what, it has been just amazing to see
Hmm.
myself, to see other people, and because you don't know until you realize you
That's
don't.
right.
And the
That's
personal
right.
development is ongoing, and that's the beauty of this business. Not only are we learning how to make money, we're developing, um, and the opportunity is just there to expand your knowledge, to expand yourself. I really like it. I really love it, and I really want more people to see what we have. That's why I want to do these interviews to just show them how average, everyday people can make above average income through the
Yes.
opportunity that we have and the opportunity that we share. It's just that simple.
That's it. And it's one of those to where, some we can share this to the world. Some people are gonna say yes, some people are gonna say no. And either way, it's still okay.
Yes.
It's just the fact we want to educate. We want to let you know what you did not know and what you possibly could have your hands on. So at the end of the day, somebody could be like, yeah, let me look at it. No, it's not for me. That's okay. But you know what? I educated you. So now the next time you think about a trip, you might think about me and say, hey, Emerald, can you book this? Or you might be like, you know what? I know a friend that actually could do this.
Mhm.
So it really is, we just want to educate the people.
Right.
There's nothing wrong. Knowledge is power. And that's where I'm always at.
Yeah. Well, Emerald, I just want to thank you. Thank you so much for sharing with us today. Again, if you're on this channel for the first time, please subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell because we'll have some more interesting talks, more interesting conversations, and I'll be posting more. Thank you, Emerald, and have a great day.
You too.